Hey all, welcome to ShareTrek. This is a video that's going to be talking just about the price action on all the genomic companies in our watch list. This is a new system that I have started so that we have a la carte presentation of everything that I want to do with regard to the market analysis. The first one is the indices, which I already published. This is the second piece, which is just genomic companies. And the third piece will be all other companies which are dynamic and which are part of my portfolio or of interest in my portfolio, so that I can keep track of them. And if you're interested in them, you could also have a look at it. We'll see how this arrangement goes, and we'll make a course correction if required going forward. So with that said, let's get started. Well, here we are in our genomic shares list. And as you can see here, the biggest loser has been SQZ Biotech. And not only is the market condition looking bad, but also SQZ Biotech is staring down the NASDAQ notice. It's still languishing below $1. So very soon, I think we should expect a reverse split, or maybe they are going to buy their shares because there was a spurt of purchase volume that happened on the 22nd, on the 23rd of Feb. So I really don't know what's happening with this company. It's looking scary. If it gets delisted, then it's going to be a problem for SQZ Biotech. Next, let us look at Ginkgo Bioworks. I bought yesterday at 1.54, and I thought I had a good deal in hand. Sorry, I bought it day before yesterday at 1.54, and I thought I had a great deal in my hand. But today it's already at 1.47, and unfortunately for me, it's fallen below my next level of support as well, which was 1.51. I never thought it would reach so low. So now I have a worry that it could go the SQZ way, given that there's a short seller also at its tail. So this particular investment is becoming scary, but fortunately for me, I didn't bet everything. I just put a very small amount of money into it. So I don't mind losing that. We'll see what happens with DNA. The stock price action is looking very, very weak here. Genomics was down 6.62%. Again, MACD is weak. Momentum has also dropped. The chart is looking very weak. All the four moving averages are above it. So nothing great out here. Invitae was also down around 6.25%, and it's got the support at 1.86, but all the moving averages are above the price, so it's under a lot of constraint at this point of time. It's kind of consolidated within a range of around 2.22 and 1.96. But I think further fall is imminent because MACD is bearish and momentum is also weak. Next support is at 1.86. PSEB is down 5.60%. And then you can see this diagonal line of support has been broken through. So now this diagonal line of support is going to become a diagonal line of resistance. So our bull flag has been demolished. It no longer exists. And our MACD is bearish, and momentum has also fallen below its usual levels. So it's not looking good at all for PSEB at this point of time. Fate Therapeutics is down 5.06%. Now, this particular company has been range bound, but overall it has been improving over a long period of time, marginal improvements. But again, it has lost most of the improvement that took place recently. So it's looking very weak at this point of time. Momentum is already very low, below average. So MACD is likely to turn around into the bearish side very soon. So that's what I see here for Fate Therapeutics. Caribou Biosciences was down 4.92%. Again, the chart is looking very, very weak. And we have this diagonal line of support, which is coming in from the earlier bear channel. This was the resistance for the bear channel. Now it is the support. So hopefully that can arrest the fall. Next, let us look at Verve, down 4.71%, and MACD and momentum both are weak, so it's going to fall further. This line of support at 20.82 is now a line of resistance, and all the four moving averages are above it, so Verve is very weak. Allogene is also looking very weak, having broken down below the support of 6.53, which I'm going to mark red, and MACD and momentum both are weak and bearish, so CRISPR Therapeutics is down 4.04%. And friends, I must apologize to you guys. Inadvertently, I did a clickbait yesterday. I apologize for that. I had put in the thumbnail about CRISPR. What I meant to convey was that when we got the earnings and CRISPR Therapeutics went up, I had done a comparison about its valuation, and I said that it's going to go up by $2. So I was very keen to point that out, that it went $2 above and then it came back down. But in the process, I didn't communicate it properly, but the thumbnail was very misleading, so I apologize for that. It was inadvertent, and it was not by design. That said, CRISPR Therapeutics has hit a support at 47.93 today, and it's being constrained by the 50-day simple moving average, and all the four simple moving averages are above it. MACD is bearish and momentum is also weak, so CRISPR Therapeutics is not at all looking good at the technicals, but the company is pretty good in my opinion based on their progress with their pipeline items and the fact that they are going to potentially get approval for the TDT and SCD therapy in the next 6 months. Beam Therapeutics is down 3.85%, and in the process it has converted a support at 40.22 into resistance, and MACD and momentum are both red and bearish. We have support with the diagonal line of support, which was the resistance of the previous bear channel. So let's hope for the best out there. And also the candle today is a doji candle, a bit of indecision out there. With regard to Beam, let me see the news to see if there is anything to cause the indecision. DJ, CRISPR Therapeutics FDA filing on sickle cell gene therapy is almost done. Yeah, it's a competitor. So, and then of course the earning is coming. This could also be another reason why there is indecision. So their earnings estimate EPS is supposed to be coming in at minus 1.357. And the revenue estimate is supposed to be coming in at 12.713 million. So if they miss any of these, then they're going to fall really hard. Then we look at Editas, which is down 3.51%. They missed the earnings as well. In terms of EPS, they were down 11.59% against the report against the estimated EPS. However, the revenue came out better at 2.87 million. But for companies like Editas, CRISPR and all, it's very difficult to predict their revenues because they all come through milestone payments and stuff like that. So it's not very predictable. Unlike, say, a computer company, you can say how many computers they have manufactured and how much they're going to sell. Or a drug company, you already know there are established lines of pharmacy that's being sold. So no such thing in Editas, CRISPR and also. I wouldn't give too much stock to revenue, hit or miss. Intelia is down 3.16%. Again, a perfect doji candle out here. Earnings miss per share. EPS per share has been lost by 1.54%. So that's the reason why it's gone down. And in terms of news, there is news out here. Fulcrum's FDA hold extends bad week for sickle cell. Let us see what it says. FDA's clinical hold on Fulcrum Therapeutics sickle cell drug candidate caps a rough week in efforts to address a group of inherited RBC diseases. On Wednesday, Graphite Bioscience was ending development of its leading drug candidate Nula-cel for sickle cell disease and halving its workforce, while Sangamo Therapeutics said it was halting investments in its sickle cell candidate to focus on its other programs. And Intelia Therapeutics said partner Novartis had opted to end an ex vivo CRISPR-related sickle cell program. Fulcrum slumps 52. Friends, you can see what's happening here. Because CRISPR Therapeutics is very, very close to gaining, it has dropped off. Others have dropped off the competition. Let us have a quick look once again into the list of people who have dropped out of this. We have Graphite, we have Fulcrum, we have Sangamo, and we have Intelia. Intelia is also ending its CRISPR-edited sickle cell. Okay. So those are all the reasons why the share price has fallen. So they have given up on the sickle cell disease. So all the investment made so far is going to be waste. Let's look at Bluebird. Bluebird is still falling. As I mentioned, my friends, we are still eagerly awaiting news about tie-ups with pays for Skysona and also the number of patients that they have tied up both for Zynteglo as well as Skysona, and of course with CRISPR coming up very strong at their heels with TDT and SCD therapies. I think CRISPR is a superior therapy. So Bluebird has to make its money as quickly as possible. They also made a IPO. Sorry, they also made a recent equity offering at $6 per share for around 120 million shares. So that's also a bit of equity dilution out there. So they better make some communications. Sitting silent doesn't help them. Illumina is down 2.77%. There's an overhang of Grail. And also there's a lot of competition for Illumina. I'll be doing a video on that shortly, probably this weekend. For you guys. Next, let us look at IMTX. IMTX chart is not looking that weak because MACD is bullish and momentum also is above average. And we have a upward hammer, which is like the bulls have been trying to hold the price up there, keep it above the 50-day simple moving average, and the bears could not succeed bringing it down. So the 10-day and the 50-day simple moving average have been supporting it, and our next resistance is going to be 8.80. So I still hold hope that IMTX might be able to show a little bit of strength in the next trading day. So that's about it from me for today's session. So overall, I think the entire market condition is bad, and I don't see much of a bright spot out here. We are just waiting for the engine to come down the tracks. We can see the headlights, because the Fed is sooner or later going to come out and say that they're going to increase the interest rates, and they may have some hawkish statements which is going to push us down. And in anticipation of that, the market is already starting to manage its own expectations, and that's why I think we are seeing the fall in share prices. Even Nvidia, after all the bullishness and the hype, it has come down. It was, of course, it was very overvalued, but it did come down, and all blue chip companies are also coming down. Nobody has been spared. So that's the situation, my friends, and I'll catch up with you again later. That's all for today. Bye for now.